It was another bloody day in Baghdad as Secretary Kerry and Iraqi Foreign Minister Hoshyar Zebari vowed to confront Iraq's ongoing security challenges together.
Sunni and Shia extremists on both sides of the sectarian divide throughout the region have an ability to be able to threaten Iraq's stability if they're not checked. And al-Qaida, as we have seen, has launched an horrific series of assaults on innocent Iraqis, even taking credit for the deplorable bombings this past weekend.
The attacks have raised fears of a return to widespread sectarian violence, fears Foreign Minister Zebari sought to allay.
Iraq is not crashing, and it's not heading to civil or sectarian war. There is a clear determination by the Iraqi leadership that really we've been there before in 2007, 2008. We are not going to go there again.
But just across the border, Syria already is there, and extremists from Iraq are playing a role.
This al-Qaida network, we know, stretches well beyond Iraq's borders. With many al-Qaida leaders now operating in Syria, we all need to accelerate our work in order to set the conditions for diplomatic settlement to the Syrian crisis.
Zebari stressed Iraq is neutral on Syria's war and not providing arms or support to either side.
No Iraqi volunteers are going to Syria with the consent of the Iraqi government at all.
Kerry said Iraq has made progress in stopping the flow of weapons to and from Syria, but needs to do more. Not even 2 years have passed since the United States withdrew from Iraq after 8 years of war and reports of a weakened al-Qaida. But Johns Hopkins University professor Daniel Surwer, a scholar at the Middle East Institute, says the current expansion of the group in Iraq and beyond cannot be blamed on the United States.
I don't think it represents a failure of U.S. efforts at all. It was clear we were never going to kill every al-Qaeda member in Iraq. It represents a failure of the Iraqi government since the American withdrawal to contain and repress al-Qaeda in Iraq. And of course it represents al-Qaeda taking advantage of an opportunity in Syria.
Secretary Kerry's meeting with the Iraqi foreign minister is part of the strategic framework agreement the U.S. and Iraq reached in 2008. Now, in addition to counterterrorism efforts, the accord covers joint commitments between the U.S. and Iraq in the areas of education, economics, energy, health, and justice. Alex Villarreal, VOA News, the State Department.